Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I am here today with a box. It's Wednesday. I can't remember what I was doing. Anyway, today's random item is going to be this Nescafe Dolce Gusto pod. We did these for the Keurig. I didn't have the Nescafe. Now I have a Nescafe, not the Keurig. So we're going to go into a box for these. Now, this box is not paper saving, okay? So if you're doing these for craft fairs, I would probably charge $2 or $3 just because you're going to need to use basically an entire sheet of, not entire sheet, but the majority of 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. This would be great for those 12 by 12 papers that you don't like, or just you didn't use out of the paper collection, you have a bunch of scraps left over, it'd be great for that. So we're going to do a full flat box because that's my favorite box. Now, here's my series, the original full flat box, which it has two covers. If you order it now, you're going to get this cover. If you ordered it when it first came out, you got the light pink and it said box template. They're the same exact book on the inside. I just made it more clear on the outside. We have our lidded box, which now lidded is spelled correctly. I didn't know it was spelled incorrectly. And then the pizza style box, okay? So whenever you're making a box using my templates, don't be afraid to plug in the numbers in all of the books to see what will save you the most paper. Oh, pause. See how my books, these do not have this band? I get this question a lot. Your books will not have this gray band across it, okay? Your books will come like this. I don't know why they put the author copy with that on there, because I didn't get it for free. I had to pay for it. There was no discount. It said it was free, but you had to pay shipping, and shipping was the $6.99, which is the cost of the book. And then if you're on Amazon Prime, you get free shipping. So I didn't get it for free. So I don't know why they did that, but I don't know. And it took longer for me to receive it. Anyway. All right, so this is what I'm talking about with the books. I went ahead and plugged in the numbers. Here's in the fold flat box. And then I was like, man, that takes a whole piece of paper. So I put it in the pizza style, and that took up just as much paper. And then I put it in my lidded, and that took up just as much paper. So there's no paper saving method with this box. I tried, but let's go ahead and I will do the numbers with you. So a fresh page and pen. I'm going to use a chicken pen today. Okay, so this is a little bit hard to measure out. So I'm going to use my mat. So it's about 2 1/4 from left to right. So whenever you have something round, you have to make your box square to fit that round in. So I already know that I'm going to need the sides to be 2 1/4 as well, just so that way the whole top fits in. Okay, so now we just need to do the up and down, which whenever I have a round object, I like to lay my ruler and put it like this so I can just kind of see. I'm going to do 1 1/2. 1 1/2. That's just how I like to measure. You can get a measuring, like a cloth measuring tape, and make it exact or whatever, but I just kind of put it on my ruler like so and just kind of see where it falls. So all right, so we're gonna math. Let me get a calculator because I need a calculator. All right, so our thickness is 2 1/4, 2 1/4, 2 1/4, half, 2 1/4, 2 1/4, and half. Oh, this is 1/4. 2 1/4. And I know some of you are asking, where did I get the 1/2 inch from? That's just what I prefer, my closure tabs. If you go to my page, I think it's in the description box too, the how to use my books, then you'll know where I got the 1/2 inch from. All right, my left to right is 2 1/4. And my up and down is 1 1/2. Okay, let's get some pens and math it out this way. 2.25 plus 2.25 plus 2.25 plus 2.25 plus 2.25 equals. So here is the problem. It's not really a problem. But if you're not using 12 by 12 paper, you're only using 8.5 by 11. This is 11 1/4, right? So pause. Problem, I can't make my paper bigger. You cannot make your paper bigger if you're using 8.5, 11, but you can make this piece smaller. Okay, so we can change that to 2 inches. So that way my cardstock is 11 inches. Okay, this little closure piece really only needs to be, I mean, you can bring it all the way down to 1/4 inch to fit on your paper. I just like the bigger measurements because it's easier to work with, but you really only need 1/4 inch to close your box. So I have seen other people who make boxes that their closure flap is usually 1/2 inch and that's it. They don't do the full measurement. I just prefer the full measurement. So I'm changing this to 2 so that way I can fit this on 11 inch paper. All right, so now let's do my up and down, which is 0.5 plus 2.25 plus 1.5 plus 2.25 plus 0.5 equals 7. Okay, so on the long side, we need 2.25 plus 2.25. You need 2 1/4, 4 1/2. Six 3/4 and 9. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And on the short side, we need 1/2 inch and 2 3/4, right? 0.5 plus 2.25. Yeah, on each side. Okay. All right, so let's cut our paper. Now, all I have is 12 by 12 paper, but I'm going to cut it down so you can see it as if it was 8.5 by 11. Let me see how big that's it. Nope. All right, so let's cut it down to 7 by 11. I gotta go get my cutting board. Okay. All right, so 7 by 11. So for those of you who have 8.5 by 11 paper, you only have to make 1 cut. Okay. And now we're gonna score it. I bring my book back. On the long side, 2 1/4. 4 1/2. 6 3/4 and 9. Okay. When you're here, mark this as your 2-inch side, just so you know. All right, then you're going to rotate your paper and you're going to go 1/2 inch and 2 3/4 on both sides. So 1/2 inch and 2 3/4. Okay. So for my scoreboard users, your measurements on the short side are 1/2 inch, 2 3/4, 4 1/4, and 6 1/2. Okay. All right. All right. So this is what we have. Now, why do we mark this 2 inch side? So that way you know that is the short side, because you want to make sure that closes in your box, but the long side covers it. Okay, so you want to make sure whatever side is your 2 inch side, put that on your right side. Okay, if you have to flip it over, you have to flip it over. And just make sure this is only 2 inches on this side. Yeah, because your 2 1/4 needs to close that box. Actually, I'm sorry, we're going to put it on our left. Hold on, I gotta think. Hold on. Because treat it, we're gonna cut. No, because we need to cut that off. We need it on the right. Sorry, had a moment. Okay, so you can go ahead and varnish. I am gonna varnish right now because we're using our paper. It's easier for you to see when it's varnished. And honestly, if you got all confused with me just telling you to put it on the right and you mess up and your box, let me see if this box is right or wrong. Let's see. So I kind of had to force, where's that box? Here it is. This box here, I was cutting something else that I had to change the measurement. So as you can see, it had the gap because I put the paper the wrong way. And so my shorter edge, I glued my shorter edge on top of the longer edge. I don't know why I did that, but I did. It's fine. I would just put a piece of paper over the top of that, or put some bling down the side, or, you know, just cover it up. Don't remake your box, just cover it up. Because you have to remember that at a craft fair, people are just going to take the tree out of it and throw the box away. So don't panic. All right, so my 2 inch sides over here to my right, you're going to cut off the bottom 4 boxes, so 2 squarish things and 2 rectangles, okay? So what I like to do is I come in on this score line and I cut through and here, okay? Like so. You got to do the same thing to the top. So we're going to cut off the 4 boxes. So here we go. And you are left with this weird looking thing, right? Okay, so we're going to go ahead and just cut off a tiny bit of that one. That's it. All right, now what I'm going to do is go to this first score line from the right, vertical score line. I'm going to cut up to the horizontal score line. I'm going to cut off approximately half, maybe a little bit more. And I'm going to miter, and I'm going to miter. Okay. I'm going to go to this next vertical score line. I'm going to cut up. I'm going to cut off on the left side, approximately half. I'm going to miter. I'm going to miter. And we are good to go. Okay. What you did to the bottom, you need to do to the top. So cut up, cut off, miter, and miter. The next score mark, cut up, cut off, miter, and miter. Okay. Corner rounder, you can do your corner rounder now or when you're done gluing. You're gonna quarter round. I just do the 1/4 inch. Just takes a tiny bit off, makes it easier to close your box, and also it looks finished. Just kind of, there you go. Man, I did not do a great job, did I? There we go. All right, so now we have our box like this. This is our short side. So we want to make sure our short side is getting covered by the long side. However you need to flip your paper, that's what you're going to do. If your short side was to the left, then you're just going to flip it to the left, or whatever you need to do. If you have to refold your box, whatever you have to do to make sure the short side is going to be covered by the long side. Right? And you saw, I'm such a creature of habit. This is shorter than this one, so I did not need to take that little sliver off. It's just I'm so used to repetition and habit that I did. How funny is that? All right. I didn't do a great cutting job. The lighting in here is super bad, so I can't really see what I'm doing. This one too. When you start making lots of boxes, you'll notice these little slivers. You're supposed to cut the score line completely out. So you'll notice those little slivers. All right, glue. So let's go ahead and glue that down and close our box. Spread the glue. Okay. And that's it. Let it dry. That's my hardest part, is actually letting it dry. See, it's not dry, but that's okay. So I'm going to put that in there. And our box is perfect. If you have any of these little nubbins, that's what Kathy King calls them, just cut them off. It just means you didn't cut nicely, which is fine. I mean, it's not a huge deal. There you go. And then you can decorate it, tie a ribbon. If you already have like your pattern paper, just tie a ribbon, or even if you only have black cardstock, I would get a black and white Christmas ribbon and tie it up and put a little white tag with some black Merry Christmas. That will look so beautiful, or some gold or something like that. You don't have to use pattern paper. You know, you can run these through embossing folders, whatever you have to sell at craft fairs. It will be great. All right, so there you are, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.